Hi everyone! So I'm going to talk about middle grade in this video, and that might seem kind of like out of place on my channel because I don't talk about middle grade that much. It's not a genre that I reach for, but sometimes there are some middle grade that when I hear a review about them, I'm like, oh, that does sound really good. And Middle Grade March is always a time where I like to try a middle grade that I haven't tried before. So for Middle Grade March this year, I actually want to try to read the group read and then also maybe read some more along with that, just for fun. I'm going to share all of the middle grades that I like and love, and then also just my TBR for Middle Grade March. So yeah, maybe you'll see some books here that you haven't heard of before, but most likely, like, I don't read obscure middle grade, that's for sure. Like, I've probably read only the really popular ones. So also, it's hard for me to know if a book is middle grade or YA sometimes, so I might accidentally share a YA book in this video because I thought it was middle grade. I don't know. Okay, so I have some books here to show you, and then also I'll be sharing some pictures of books too. I've also read a lot of middle grade that I really don't like, so that's interesting. Like, from being a teacher and just like going through school, teaching school, I read some middle grade through that, and most of the time I don't really like it because the characters are not good people. Like, they're not good kids to like learn from, in my opinion. So that's why I struggle with middle grade sometimes. But when like someone like Krista hypes a book, or Amanda from the Curly Reader, those two like talk about middle grade a lot and they hype them a lot. Sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe I'll give it a go. So anyways, recommendations first and then TBR? Sure. So first of all, the middle grade, I don't know. There's no specific order, but anyways, Chronicles of Narnia. I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first, I'm pretty sure. And then I remember trying to read The Magician's Nephew. I was probably 7, 8-ish, 8, 9? I don't know. And I remember thinking it was so boring. I couldn't finish it. So that is funny. But I did finish this one and I liked it. And then I went back and read the whole Chronicles of Narnia when I was in high school / university, and I loved them. So interesting, right? Do you guys find this too? Sometimes middle grade can be enjoyed by adults more than the actual kids that it's written for. Do you find that? I don't know. It also might depend on your reading level, because like I think when I was trying to read this, I didn't understand anything because I wasn't that strong of a reader until high school. Well, late elementary school. I just didn't like to read because it took so much effort. But then once I found books that I really liked, I was like, oh, I do love reading. So anyways, this video might have a lot of stories in it. It's fine. But I for sure would recommend The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I would recommend starting with this book if you're going to read the Chronicles of Narnia. Just read this one. It's the iconic one. It's fine. And then maybe you could go back and read this one. But at the same time, I have the box set back here. Let's just pull them all out. Why not? I would almost recommend reading the books that kind of like follow this one chronologically. I'm pretty hyped, as you can see. I'm gonna get tongue twisted. So Prince Caspian would be like the next one to read after this one if you wanted to do that. And then The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, and then The Silver Chair. And then I would recommend going back and reading The Magician's Nephew, and then The Horse and His Boy, and then The Last Battle. Okay? Is that helpful? I don't know. But I do love these books, and I think that C.S. Lewis just has a really beautiful way of writing. And these are like my books from childhood, so it's like really nice that I still have the box set. So there's my first recommendation. Okay, another book from childhood. Also, I should have said this at the beginning too. Sometimes I don't know what classifies as children's and middle grade. Like, when does it cross over, you know? Because I'm gonna recommend The Wizard of Oz. I used to own it, but I really don't know where it is, so oh well. Yeah, The Wizard of Oz. I read this probably when I was, yeah, like 10, 11, 12-ish, and I really enjoyed it. It was like, it's a fun story to read. And would that be middle grade? Yeah, because a kid can read that. Okay, continue. I'm such a noob. Bear with me, okay? Okay, next, the iconic book that probably was one of the most important books to get me into reading was The Perfect Pony by Michelle Bates. Okay. So when I started like liking reading again, or finally, I really got into horse books and like animal books in general. And I'm going to reread this. This is going to be on my TBR for March because I distinctly remember in grade 6, so I was 10 and 11. This was my favorite book. I remember loving it. I remember like actually reading it and loving it. But I have no idea what it was about. Like I can't remember anything about it. So that's really cool, right? So I want to read it again. It's a Sandy Lane Stables book 8. Yeah. So that's on my TBR as well, but I would recommend it because I liked it when I was a kid, so you never know. And then this one I remember loving as a kid as well. A Gathering of Unicorns. So yes, I also loved unicorn books. This is by Vicki Blum. Look at that font. Like, doesn't, oh, so nice and big. I'm gonna really enjoy reading these again because, oh, I'm gonna feel so good about myself, like reading these so fast. But I remember like looking at this and being like, there's no way, it's too much, you know? I used to be really intimidated by books. Anyways, I hope this video is entertaining. Yeah, again, no idea what this is about, but I do have more vague recollections. I know that unicorns are trying to unite because there's some kind of bad thing that they are being like divided by. I think it's like, I don't know. I mean, the first chapter has like a goblin man, and so maybe he's the bad guy? I forget. But yeah, like the unicorns can all talk to each other and they, yeah, it's fine. Okay. So then the other like major middle grade series that got me into reading is The Babysitter's Club by Anne M. Martin. I loved those books so much. Yeah. So I guess I'll show like a picture of the series or what the first book or something. I'm pretty sure I read up to book 150. There might be more past 150, but I remember I almost owned all of them too. And I still have them. Actually, they're boxed up at my parents' house. I should get them back. So there's that. I would definitely recommend The Babysitter's Club. I really liked reading the friendship dynamics in those books because, you know, I could relate to them, and there were certain characters like that I really related to and like saw myself in, and then other characters that I was like inspired by, like Claudia. And yeah, so another series that I really like. Also, I loved Animal Arc, and I forget the author of Animal Arc, but oh, I loved Animal Arc too. Yeah, I owned a lot of them. I don't think I got close to owning all of them, but I just loved them. I remember in grade 5, I did my book report on the puppy in the puddle or something. A puppy was sitting in a puddle. I can picture it in my head right now. I'll put the cover. Yes. I loved these books too. Animals, great, right? So yeah, I would also recommend those books. And then I was also into, I don't know, I think these are called Parvanas. I don't know. I think this is the first book though, The Breadwinner by Deborah Ellis. And I remember these books were really useful when I was younger to like expand my worldview because I'd never read about the Middle East before and I had no idea anything that happened there. So this follows a girl named Parvana, and this is set in Afghanistan when the Taliban are taking over and brutalizing everyone. So Parvana has to like go on the run. In this one, I think she pretends to be a boy so that she can help her dad like sell stuff because women were super oppressed, not allowed to do anything. They couldn't even leave the house. So yeah, Parvana pretends to be a boy. And then I think the Taliban, something happens and she has to run away. So yeah, there's 3 books, the Breadwinner, and then Parvana's Journey, and then Mud City. Mud City follows a different character, but I remember loving Mud City. I wish I could read it again. Definitely like brutal though, so, but I could handle it and I didn't like brutal stuff. So I don't know how old I was. Maybe grade 6 or grade 7, but be aware. I would almost say like maybe if you're a parent, read it first. I mean, they're really short and quick, so you probably could read it first. And yeah, but I would definitely recommend it. It definitely brought awareness to what people go through in Afghanistan. To be honest, it did make me kind of scared of Afghanistan, especially the Taliban, but also just being aware was really good. So yeah, I would recommend that. So now we're just getting into books that I read in university and onwards, because I didn't read middle grade after grade 7 because I went straight into YA with Twilight, and then I kept reading YA after that. So, oh, dude, I totally forgot. There's a Unicorn book series. I can't believe I don't have them here. They must be at my parents' house, but anyways, it's called The Road to Balinor. It is a unicorn book, but it also is set in the real world because this girl is a princess and she loses her memory and she has a unicorn friend, and it's really amazing. I've only read the first 3 books because those are the only ones that I could get my hands on, and I have looked. Every time I go to a thrift store, I look for the rest of the books, and they're never there. I've seen the first book once, but I already own it, so I don't need it. Anyways, super enjoy that series too, would recommend. Okay, now on to what I've read in like university. So I had to read this book for a class, Shadow Spinner by Susan Fletcher, and it is so good. I have to say, if you are an adult, you will love this book, I'm sure of it. Kids might not like it as much because, again, there's like kind of some brutality in it because it is set in like a fictional Middle East place, and it's kind of a retelling of the 1001 Nights folktale, I guess, where the queen has to tell the king a story every night to keep him from killing her because he kills his wife every night and gets a new one. But this queen has been the queen, I think, for 1,000 nights, 1001 nights, because she keeps telling the king stories, so he doesn't want to kill her because he wants to hear the story. So anyways, you follow this little girl who's really good at telling stories, and the queen finds out about her and brings her to the palace and asks her for stories because she's running out. So yeah, really you follow that, but you also follow the girl's background and her life and what she's been through, and it's pretty harsh. The stories were so good, and just like the themes of life that this book talks about were amazing, and I've read this multiple times because it's so good. And I never like see it around, but I had to read it for school and I fell in love with it, and so yeah, highly recommend this one. Okay, also I would recommend The Secret Garden by, don't remember, but I also had to read this for class and I was pleasantly surprised. For children's classics, or I guess middle grade classics, see, I don't know, is this a children's book? Anyways, for classics, I always thought, oh, they'll be boring, I don't want to read them, like when I was younger, but then in school when I had to read them, I was like, oh, these are like really good. So yeah, The Secret Garden, I remember loving it, and I really want to read it again, and I used to own it somewhere, but once again, I don't know where it is. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. I could see kids thinking it's boring, but as an adult, I really enjoyed it. Okay, I might as well recommend Wonder as well. Wonder I read after seeing the movie. Did I? Or yeah, I think I saw the movie first and I was like, oh, this is like really good. And so I read the book, but I really didn't think I would like the book. I thought it would be boring, but it's so good. It's amazingly good. Like the way this author captured this age group plus a child struggling with a deformity and how people treat him because of it, brilliant. I super related to his older sister in this book. She was written so well, and the chapters in her perspective, I was like, it's like I'm speaking. Like I knew exactly what she was talking about, her feelings and everything. I was like, I know how she feels, and I don't judge her because I've literally felt that before. And so that was amazing, you know? And what a good book. So anyways, I know like basically everyone loves this book and whatever, but I'm telling you, I love it too. Okay, a couple more. I read Fish in a Tree. This book is about a girl with dyslexia, and it was fascinating because I didn't understand dyslexia before, and this book really made it helped me understand. And at the same time, I did feel like it was too easy because, and that's the thing with anything to do with teaching, just talking about it, it's like, it's not as easy. It's not that easy, guys. Like in practice, teaching is so messy and kids don't respond to you the way you think they will. So that was the only thing. I felt like it was kind of not really accurate to what school is like, but I still learned a lot about dyslexia, so I enjoyed that. Yeah, it was very interesting. And there was some like really mean kids that were hard to read about, but I mean, it's accurate, so there's that. But yeah, if that sounds good to you, I'd suggest it. Okay, I read this book to my class back in the day. It's called The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. And we really enjoyed this one, and I actually really enjoyed it too. So much that I read the second book myself on my own because I wanted to know what happens. Yeah, this is like a little duology. It's so cute. The writing is super cute. The little illustrations are super cute. You follow this robot that kind of crash lands on an island. Actually, multiple robots crash, but only this one survives. It's like a fresh robot, so it doesn't have any like memories or anything. So everything it like experiences, it thinks, oh, this is the normal world, okay? And it starts like integrating itself, and it makes friends with the animals on the island, and it is the cutest thing ever. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So definitely check that one out. It was fun. And then the sequel I thought was good too. And then last recommendation would be Slacker, and I don't remember the author, but yeah, Slacker follows real people, but the cover has a beaver on it. So while I was reading it, I thought I was reading animals that could talk, like, you know, a typical kid book that animals can talk in, because like the Wild Robot, animals can talk. For Slacker, no. Like, I thought the beaver was the main character. No, it's about real people, okay? So yeah, this is set in a middle school, and you follow this boy who doesn't care about school. He only cares about this game, and he's training to like be in a tournament. It's similar to League of Legends, but it's not League of Legends. But in order to like continue slacking in school, he pretends to start a club, but everyone thinks it's real, so everyone wants to join his club. And his club becomes real, and he becomes the president of it. And he's like, no, this was supposed to be made up. I was just fooling all the teachers and my parents. But now people are like actually coming to meetings and like telling me I have to do stuff. And it was pretty funny. Yeah, I'd actually recommend it. It was funny. There's lots of characters, a lot of funny characters. He has got 2 best friends and a sister, and just like, yeah, funny stuff happens. And there is a beaver in the story, but it's like an actual beaver that can't talk that is like a beaver, and then everyone else are humans. So there you go, just so you know. Okay, on to the TBR. So I already flashed this book, Pony by R.J. Palacio. This is the group read for Middle Grade March. Now, I already have it in my hands, and it is February. I requested it from the library, and I thought it wouldn't come for a long time, but then it came. And it's got 2 other holds on it. And it's due March 3rd, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to be reading this really fast. I'm probably going to start it soon, actually, because I'm a little bit worried about it. I don't know that I'm going to like it because it looks like it's like historical. And I'm not that interested in that. But I want to give it a go. I really do. Plus it has a pony, I guess, on it. This looks like a horse to me, but whatever. Pony. I, as you know, I used to love horse books. So I'm gonna give this a try. I guess I will be reading it faster or sooner than everyone else because I have to return it and there's holds on it, so I can't get it again. You know how it is. At least it's not too big, but so then also I got this. The Curious Garden by Peter Brown, and I'm not sure if it's the same Peter Brown who wrote The Wild Robot. I think it is, but it just looks really cute. Picture books are the best, you know? So this is definitely a kid's book, right? It's not middle grade, but at the same time, look at the words. Wait for it. Like no kid could read that, could they? I forget. I don't know what kids, you know, these days, they're all over the place. What's a normal age to be able to read this? I don't know. Anyways, it's really short. It'll probably take me like 5 minutes to read, but I'm gonna read this for Middle Grade March as well, and you know. Okay, and then I already showed you, I do want to reread The Perfect Pony and A Gathering of Unicorns because I just want to remember what they're about, because I remember loving them and I need to remember. So yeah, I love this cover and the look of this book so much. Like, I love it. I considered rereading Wonder, but because we're reading an R.J. Palacio book already, I was like, okay, I'll pass because it's like a bit longer and I've already read it. Was there anything else? I considered, see, this is where I'm getting into YA. I considered reading Ender's Game again, but it's too long and it's not actually middle grade, so I was like, never mind. I think that's it. Pretty small TBR, right? Is there anything else? Yeah, I think that's it. Krista has been raving about the Keeper of the Lost Cities series, and I wonder if I'll like it. Oh, that's another thing. I was gonna mention Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Lightning Thief. I used to own those books too. Don't know where they are. Yeah, The Lightning Thief. Is that middle grade? I think so. He's like 11 or 12 at the beginning, but then they become teenagers as the books go on. So anyways, I really loved that series as well when I read it. But because I like that series, I think I might like The Keeper of the Lost Cities, but they're really big books and it's a long series and I'm like, probably not. I don't know. Anyways, that is everything. This is like a long video. I really appreciate you watching because this isn't even like a typical genre that I talk about. So I hope it was enjoyable. I would love to hear your recommendations. Recommend middle grade books for people that don't usually like middle grade. You can kind of see the ones that I do like. I like, for the most part, real set in reality stuff. I'm not a huge fantasy person in general, unless there's horses that can talk. I appreciate horses that can talk. So that's about it. Thank you for watching this video, you guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye. Sneeze. Oh, it went away. Okay. This girl who, wow, okay. Yeah, but really good. And, whoa. Anyways, does that matter? No, let's continue. So, yeah, but I don't think, oh yeah, okay. Anyways, this is also in a series, I think. Maybe not. Such a hyped, don't know the author. I think it's someone Baum, Frank Baum? I don't know. Anyways, Frank L. Baum? I don't know. It's fine. Is that it?